Okay, so get ready, because this deep dive is going to be a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, we're ditching the research papers this time.
Interesting.
Yeah, and going for something a bit more, I guess you could say, romantic. Like all of those sun-drenched Italian streets and music in the air, that whole vibe.
I like it.
Yeah. So today we are exploring this idea of La Vecchia Italia non c'è più.
Okay.
Which means the old Italy is no more.
I see.
And here's the interesting part. We're going to be looking at this idea through song lyrics and promotional text.
Huh. That is an interesting combination.
Right. So it's like this feeling, this longing for a bygone era.
Yeah.
It's kind of popping up in both artistic expression and straight up marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it really speaks to how much this idea of the old Italy resonates with people.
It's like everyone wants a piece of that nostalgia, right?
It seems like it.
And you know what? The promotional text we have, it really leans into that whole thing. It paints this picture of Italy straight out like a movie,
Really?
Yeah. It's like strolling through Rome, the sunshine warming your face, laughter and music everywhere.
Wow.
It's almost too perfect. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Did this Italy even actually exist?
That's a good question. I think that's where it gets really interesting because they use such vivid language, sensory language.
Like what?
They talk about the warmth of the sun, the scent of the sea, even the taste of fresh pasta.
They're going all out.
It's like they're trying to create this whole full body experience, that triggers this longing for a simpler time.
Yeah, I can practically smell the tomatoes and basil right now.
Exactly.
And then you have the song lyrics, which are just this simple line, but it's powerful.
Yeah.
C'era un tempo lo so. There was a time, I know. That's like a sigh,
Yeah.
Almost like they're acknowledging that things have changed. And then the rest of the song paints this picture of Italy where the sun was always shining, songs filled the bars, and everyone's telling these stories of honor over wine.
It's very evocative.
Super evocative, right?
Yeah. And you know what I think is really clever?
What?
They link all these tangible details like sun-drenched streets with these broader concepts like honor, It's suggesting that there's some kind of connection between the place and your character.
That's interesting.
It is, right. And it taps into this common theme with nostalgia.
What's that?
The idea that the past wasn't just different, but it was inherently better.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like those old photos you see online where people are like, back when life was simple,
Exactly.
But was it really simpler? Or are we just projecting our own desires onto the past?
I think that's a great question. And it's something we should all think about, because it's we're looking at the past through these rose-tinted glasses and maybe overlooking some of the more complex stuff.
Yeah. And this song, it doesn't shy away from the fact that things have changed.
How so?
Well, they keep repeating that phrase, right?
Yeah.
La Vecchia Italia non c'è più. The old Italy is no more.
Right.
It's like a constant reminder that something's been lost.
Oh, I see. Time has passed.
Exactly.
Huh. So it's almost like they're lamenting, mourning for something.
Yeah, definitely. And there's that contrast too, right? Between serenades under the stars and then today where it's all shadows and people rushing around.
It's a good point. It makes you wonder if we've lost something, in our pursuit of this modern life.
Yeah, and that question resonates far beyond Italy, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, how many cultures have this idea of a golden age,
True.
A romanticized past that they just yearn for.
Right.
It seems like a pretty universal human thing.
Yeah, we're all searching for that lost paradise or something.
Yeah, that sense of connection and belonging that we think existed back then.
It's not just about the city itself, though, is it? Right. No, I mean, the song keeps coming back to these sensory images. The sea, the summer sun. Yeah. It's capturing the essence of what people associate with Italy,
Like warmth and carefree joy.
Exactly. And it's those sensory things that they become symbolic.
Of a bygone era.
Exactly. They're trying to bottle up that feeling and sell it back to us.
And I gotta say, they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Uh-huh.
But how much of this old Italy is even real? How much of it is just made up?
Ooh, that is a really great question. And it's one that I think we're going to have to dive into as we keep going.
Oh, okay. So there's more to unpack here.
Oh, there is. Things are never as simple as they seem.
All right, I'm ready for it.
Haha, good. Welcome back to our depth dive into La Vecchia Italia non c'è più. You know, it's interesting how this song manages to be both like celebratory and melancholic.
Totally. Like it makes you yearn for something that you can never quite get back, you know?
Exactly.
And the more I listen to the lyrics, the more I realize they're really carefully crafted, you know? It's not just random images they threw together.
Right.
It's like a very deliberate construction of this idealized past.
Absolutely. And there's this interesting dynamic between like, you know, specific details and broader concepts.
Okay.
Like the song mentions sun-drenched streets and songs in the bars, but then also throws in stories of honor and a time when hearts were pure.
So they're trying to link the actual place with like some kind of moral character.
Exactly. Like being in that environment made you a better person, more authentic. And this plays into a really common theme with nostalgia.
What's that?
This idea that the past wasn't just different, it was better, more genuine, more meaningful.
But hold on a second.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make this whole old Italy thing kind of misleading? I mean,
Interesting.
every era has problems, right?
Yeah, that's such a good point. I think it's something we need to keep in mind when we think about the past. It's easy to get swept up in the sentimentality and forget that the past had its own share of hardship.
So are we saying this song is like basically a fantasy? Like a beautiful fantasy, but still a fantasy?
I wouldn't say that, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Remember, art doesn't always have to be a literal depiction of reality, right?
Right.
It can also capture a certain feeling, an emotional truth.
Okay.
And I think in this case, the truth the song's expressing is that feeling of longing.
Yeah.
That sense that something precious has been lost.
Okay, so even if they're exaggerating the details of this old Italy, the feeling they're trying to get across is still real.
Exactly. And that feeling is something that resonates with people everywhere, no matter what culture or time period.
That's true.
You know, this actually reminds me of research on place attachment.
Okay.
Studies show that our strongest memories are often tied to specific locations.
Interesting.
And those places become symbolic, almost like they represent certain emotions.
Wow, that's really insightful.
So even though the song is about Italy, it's tapping into this universal experience.
Like that longing for a place.
A time that holds meaning, even if it's changed or you can't go back to it.
It's like we all have our own internal old Italy, huh?
Precisely. And these places, these times, they become more than just memories. They're part of our identity, how we understand ourselves.
Okay, so if this old Italy is really gone, like the song keeps saying, what are we left with? Just sadness.
Ooh, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it leads us to, I think, the most important part of this whole deep dive.
Okay.
How the song deals with loss, memory, and finding meaning in a changing world.
All right, so you're saying there's more.
Oh, yeah, but I think we need to save that for the last part.
Ugh, you're killing me with the suspense. All right, fine. But when we come back, I expect some seriously mind-blowing insights.
Challenge accepted.
All right, lay it on me. What are those mind-blowing insights you promised? We've talked about the past, the longing for simpler times. But if that old Italy is really gone, then what are we supposed to do with all these feelings?
Well, I think the song actually gives us a pretty beautiful answer.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't tell us to cling to the past.
Right.
Or just like wallow in sadness.
Okay.
Instead, it offers a way to honor those memories and feelings, but still move forward.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Good.
Tell me more.
Okay, so remember that line we mentioned earlier?
Remind me.
Ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi.
Okay, yeah.
But in the heart remains alive a song of other times.
Right.
I think that's the key to this whole thing.
So you're saying it's not about trying to recreate the past?
No.
But about keeping those memories alive inside of us.
Exactly. The physical old Italy might be gone.
Yeah.
But the feeling of it, the joy, the simplicity that can live on in our hearts and minds, you know?
I see. So it becomes like a source of inspiration.
Exactly. A reminder of what truly matters.
It's like the song is saying, hey, change is inevitable, but you don't have to lose the things that were important.
I like that. And you know what? This idea goes way beyond Italy.
Really?
We can apply this to any place or time that holds meaning for us.
Even if it's changed or we can't go back to it.
Because
like those core memories become part of us, you know?
Yeah.
They shape who we are.
That's a great way to put it.
What about you?
Yeah.
When you think back on a happy memory or like a place you loved.
Yeah.
Does it make you sad that it's in the past?
No, not at all.
Me neither. If anything, it makes those memories even more precious.
Exactly. And that's what this song is reminding us of. The past might be gone, but the feelings, the lessons we learned,
Yeah.
they stay with us. They become a source of strength as we move forward.
You know, it's funny. We started this deep dive talking about how this old Italy might be a fantasy.
Yeah.
But now it seems like there's a deeper truth here, too.
I agree. The song isn't giving us a history lesson.
Right.
It's giving us a way to think about loss and change and time.
And that path leads us inward to those memories that make us who we are.
Exactly. It reminds us that memory is an active process.
What do you mean?
We choose what to focus on, what feelings to emphasize.
So even though the song has all those idyllic images,
The sunshine, the serenades.
it's acknowledging that the past was more complicated than that.
Precisely. And it invites us to think about our own old Italy,
Right.
our own cherished memories, and to appreciate the beauty without denying the complexities.
This has been a really thought-provoking deep dive.
I agree.
It started with a song, but it's really about so much more.
It is, isn't it?
Like how we remember, how we deal with loss,
Yeah.
how we find meaning in a changing world.
And ultimately, I think it reminds us that even though things change, those core emotions and experiences
Yeah,
can stay with us and become part of who we are.
that's beautifully said. You know what? I think I need to go for a walk and think about all this.
Haha, I like that.
Maybe find a little piece of my own old Italy along the way.
I have a feeling you will.
Well, thanks for joining me on this journey. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for diving deep with us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, ready to explore new ideas and uncover hidden truths.
Se mi innamoro sarà perché ti amo, Mamma Maria.
C'era un tempo, lo so, quando il sole splendeva sulle strade di Roma, dove tutto viveva.
Le canzoni nei bar, vecchie storie d'onore, le risate e gli sguardi, ora sono solo rumore.
La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Vedo ombre per strada, gente corre di fretta, niente più serenate, sotto un cielo di seta. La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Sogno ancora quei giorni, quando tutto era semplice,
Il profumo del mare sotto il sole d'estate.
c'era un tempo, lo so, quando il sole splendeva sulle strade di Roma, dove tutto viveva.
Le canzoni nei bar, vecchie storie d'onore, le risate e gli sguardi, ora sono solo rumore.
La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Vedo ombre per strada, gente corre di fretta, niente più serenate, sotto un cielo di seta. La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Sogno ancora quei giorni, quando tutto era semplice, il profumo del mare sotto il sole d'estate. C'era un tempo, lo so, quando il sole splendeva sulle strade di Roma, dove tutto viveva.
le canzoni nei bar, vecchie storie d'onore, le risate e gli sguardi, ora sono solo rumore.
La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Vedo ombre per strada, gente corre di fretta, niente più serenate sotto un cielo di seta. La vecchia Italia non c'è più, tutto cambia col tempo, ma nel cuore resta viva una canzone d'altri tempi. Sogno ancora quei giorni quando tutto era semplice, il profumo del mare sotto il sole d'estate.